Shalom, everybody. It's Nick Vanderlaan. This is part 3 of the messages that I just broadcasted yesterday or published yesterday. I'm not going to be editing this video, so please bear with all of my speech bumblings and mumblings. I'm really not that great at public speaking, so look, in this, I'm not looking for any type of sympathy here, guys, but I'm just being real about the situation and all the edits that I have to do. I'm very fine with the fact that I can't speak publicly and get a lot of my thoughts across, but so let's go ahead and get into it. This message is the timing of the judgment of Babylon, the drunkards of Ephraim, and Damascus. So we want to go over this timing. I talked about it from Jeremiah 51. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you how Jeremiah 51 might be linked with the prophecy of the Assyrian judgment, and also with modern day Assyria, which is Syria, I should say, as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this, and we'll see what we can do here, or we'll see what happens. All right, sorry, see, wrong words again. All right, so here, this is more evidence that I did not have. This is from Jeremiah chapter 50. Okay, should be Jeremiah, excuse me. All right, Jeremiah chapter 50. And this should be 50, there you go, okay, with Isaiah 28. All right, so this is verse 40 of Jeremiah chapter 50. This is just more evidence that links this the Babylon to the drunkards of Ephraim and the crown of pride. And also it links with Isaiah 17, I believe, with the destruction of Damascus. And all the chapters in Isaiah, from like chapter 1, it starts off, it starts off with woes regarding the judgments that are coming. These are pre-tribulational judgments because they look like they happened before. So let's go ahead, let me share this information with you to see what I can, my theories and patterns that I see and how it lines up, and test it and hold fast if you think it's good. So, as Elohim overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, so here it is. This is Jeremiah. This is talking about Babylon and the neighbor cities thereof, saith Yahweh. So shall no man abide there, nor any son of man dwell there. Okay, so if you're around San Francisco, in that Bay Area and all of that, I recommend you should get out of there for the next few days until after the 25th. Same thing with New York City. If you're around New York City, I would get out of there. Get somewhere way north of there. Get out of there. Anyways, that's just, a warning or a caution, I would say. Behold, as people shall come from the north, and a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coasts of the earth. All right, so if you're on a flat earth, what's north of Canada is actually Russia, but who knows what the situation is here, guys. All right, it's a double fulfillment. So some of the stuff is going to apply the first time, some of it is going to apply the second time. And they shall bow the lance, and they are cruel, and they shall not show mercy. Their violence shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses, every one put in array like a man to battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon. The king of Babylon hath heard the report, and his hands waxed feeble, and anguish took hold of him, and pangs as a woman in travail. Guys, a woman in travail, when we see this, we got to relate it to that sign of Revelation 12. The woman clothed with the sun, in birth, travailing in birth, ready to give birth, with the crown of 12 stars above the head. So that was, a lot of people say September 23rd, 2017. If you add 39 weeks, which is the length of a pregnancy, guys, the minimum full-term length of a pregnancy, it literally brings you to June 23rd, 2018. But this is a Sabbath day, and I don't think that Elohim is going to burst forth and do this strange work that he did in with Sodom and Gomorrah, that he did with Perazim, with Joshua on this day. Sabbath day, he rests on the Sabbath in heaven, just like it's supposed to be here on earth. But if you look, the more accurate fulfillment of this sign, guys, was actually September 24th. If you look at this sign from Jerusalem, the moon didn't appear until under her feet on the 24th after the sun had risen, which is when the new day starts, according to the Assyrians, and according to the scriptures in Exodus. All right, what Moses said that tomorrow will be the Sabbath, so store up everything. And then the morning came, and then he said today's the Sabbath. and eat what you gathered up yesterday and baked yesterday. All right, so that'll bring it to June 24th, 2018. My question to you guys, and what I'm seeing in the pattern, is this going to be the sign of the red dragon 39 weeks after the September 23rd sign? Because this strange work that Yahweh does is he bursts forth and throws like molten lava and meteors, sulfur on these people. It's a strange work. And so I want to bring that up. Is the red dragon sign going to happen on this day, on the 24th? Might happen on the 22nd. Might happen on the 21st. I have it between 21st to 24th this year. But I also saw something really interesting in June 21st, 2020. And I'll be getting more into that as we get going here. Okay, so Jeremiah 51. This is the verse that I talked about elaborating on and bringing it in with the Assyrians. So, lest your heart faint and ye fear, for the rumor shall be heard in the land. A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that another year shall a rumor come, and violence in the land. After that in another year shall come a rumor, and violence in our land, ruler against ruler. So you have 1 year, you have another year, first year of rumors, a second year of rumors, and then violence in the land. That's like in the third year. Okay? That's how I interpret this verse as for the timing of it. Well, this is Isaiah 37:30 when it was given as a sign to, I believe, the Assyrians and also to Hezekiah possibly. But the sign, this is the sign, okay? And you guys got to think about this. This is when 185,000 Assyrians were destroyed. Their army was destroyed. And let's go ahead and we'll go through this. And it shall be a sign unto thee. You shall eat this that groweth such of itself. Okay, this is a Shemitah year. Okay, and the second year springeth the same. This only happens back-to-back years where you don't eat off the land is the 49th year, which is the 7th year of a 7-year cycle, 49th year, and then the 50th year, which is the Jubilee year. So this is showing a Jubilee cycle right here. 49th year, 50th year. And in the third year, so the following year, which is the first year of the next cycle, sow ye and reap thee and plant vineyards and eat the fruit thereof. And this is basically when the judgment was going to happen, in the third year. Okay, and I think that Isaiah 37:30 is the same pattern that we see here, that a rumor shall be in 1 year, in another year shall come a rumor. So that's 2 years. And then in the third year, basically, it's saying violence in the land, ruler against ruler. This is when the wars are going to break out. This is when this event's going to happen. Now, this smiting of the Assyrians, guys, right now we see the conflicts in Syria. Okay? It's not a coincidence. It's the same region of peoples. Yes, Nineveh was north now in what's modern day Babylon, but, it's possibly a lot of the same peoples that are here. So what I want to do right now, and I've done this before in my Jubilee video earlier on in my broadcasts when I first started, I shared this with you, a possible short and strong pattern of Jubilees. So if we want to know when this is going to happen, okay, the bursting forth came after a Jubilee year, okay, on the Assyrians. We need to know when the Jubilee cycle is. So a possible and strong pattern of Jubilees of historical Israel, Jerusalem land transfers. I talked about this, okay? So in 1917, December, the British Empire beat the Ottoman Empire and got all of Palestine and Jerusalem. And, if you believe the British, Brit meaning covenant, Ish meaning man, the covenant man, okay? A lot of people equate the British Empire as being Manasseh. Okay, if you equate that they got the land back, this is in the, not theory, this is in the, I'm struggling right now. This is in theme of a Jubilee of land going back to its rightful owner. All right, so you have land going back here. This would establish could establish a jubilee. This occurred during the Enoch calendar year, the solar calendar year of March 22nd, 1917 and March 21st, 1918. So that year would have been a jubilee. Well, we would need another event to help establish this jubilee pattern. Well, okay, so the modern-day nation of Israel was created in 48. So the British Empire gave the land to Israel in 1948. I don't believe that this was a jubilee. They established the modern-day state of Israel. And what I want to share about that event is that modern-day Israel, it's the southern kingdom. It's not complete Israel. It's definitely Judah. The Sephardic Jews are definitely the tribe of Judah, I believe, as well as other tribes of Benjamin, some northern kingdom admixture that folded back in, and also Levi. There are Levites there that are among them. So anyways, getting back to this, Israel defeated, there was the war in 1967. Israel captured, modern day Israel captured back the old city Jerusalem in 1967. Okay, again, land going back to its rightful owners. All right. So that's going back to Judah, the southern kingdom. Okay. So what you have now is this happened between March 22nd, 1967 and March 20th, 1968. Well, this is 50 years, exactly 50 years from this 50-year period, a jubilee and a jubilee. If we're using this as a potential pattern, that would make this past year a jubilee year, from March 21st, 2017 to March 20th, 2018. This was a 50th year. This was a jubilee, a year of jubilee. And that means that the prior year was a Shemitah year, was the 49th year. Okay? And that means that this year, from March 21st, 2018 to March 21st, 2019, is the third year when the smiting happened back then, the first time, and could repeat for a double fulfillment. So again, guys, this is why, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that the pattern of the Jubilee cycle happened. There was not an event that happened. I was expecting an event earlier on, like 6 months ago. I thought that there should have been one. But as, more understanding happens, things, situations and possible scenarios change. So anyways, what I want to now bring you to is Gil Broussard's Planet 7X. This is Planet 7X. This is when he believes all the events that were associated with this. Jonah's Nineveh, Hezekiah's sundial, and then the 185,000 Assyrians were killed. Of this big list of events that he has that he believes is associated with this Planet 7X, again, I believe that it's going to be an apparition of the angel of Yahweh, whether he comes on, a red planet or whatever, that's to be determined. But I believe that he's going to, strangely appear in the sky and rain down fire and brimstone. We see a lot of these things happen, Sodom and Gomorrah, Joshua's long day, the 185,000 Assyrians, that these things happened. So I believe that the three events that I just named right there, I believe that these events happened around the summer solstice. Now, he also says, hey, the Exodus and Yeshua's sacrifice, we know both of these to be around the times of the Passover. So we'll go ahead and look at these. I'll be making some videos regarding these three events, Joshua's long day, Sodom and Gomorrah, and the 185,000 Assyrians. I'll be making a new video on this, but I wanted to bring you this attention that I believe that these events happened around the summer solstice. And again, I'm going to prove it from my biblical anniversary spreadsheet in the next video that I'll be making, but I wanted to bring that to your attention. So in my next video, I'm going to show you where I believe the anniversary date of these strange judgment events are via my research on Elohim's Essean Enoch solar calendar and my public biblical anniversary spreadsheet I've been sharing with you guys. I believe that they all happened on the same day, talking about the judgment of Sodom and Gomorrah, talking about Joshua's long day, all right, talking about the destruction of the Assyrians, the 185,000 Assyrians. Again, I don't believe all of the events of this these events I believe happened on the same day. So the summer solstice, again, is not Shavuot. I've already proven when Shavuot is in my previous video. I keep these feasts, okay? So I'm just not some person trying to throw a number out on it and saying, hey, this is it. I actually observe these things in the Shabbats. So, you know, this is what I do, okay? I'm not just looking for a random date of a rapture and moving on to the next date of raptures, okay? I'm looking for, if the rapture happens to fall on one of these days, it happens to fall on one of these days, you know, there's a possibility, guys, it could happen with this in this time period coming up. Okay, so we're the bridegroom delayed his coming. Shavuot, I was expecting an event to happen on Shavuot. Shavuot was a couple of weeks ago, and now here we are. So now, even though I lean toward a pre-70th week judgment event that will happen this year in 2018, I also want to share with you my recent findings I made 2 days ago of the possibility of an event happening on or around the summer solstice of June 21st, 2020. There's going to be a solar eclipse on the summer solstice in 2020, and this lines up with Joshua's long day. So if not now, later, and this could actually be the first year of rumors. 2019 could be the second year of rumors, and then in 2020, you know, the event could happen right here. So I don't know for sure. I can't say for sure, guys, but I still put a high level of caution, almost a warning out of being in the San Francisco Bay Area or in the neighboring cities, maybe like even Sacramento, where all my family's from, or even around New York City, New Jersey, all that area. I'd be away of it over the next few days, guys. You know, make plans to come back on the 25th and see what happens. That's all I can say. You have Chicago having their gay pride parade, and you have New York City, you have San Francisco Bay Area. So I'll be making some more videos, guys, about Joshua's long day. That's going to be my next video. Sorry that this is so raw, and shalom.